Welcome back. Spoiler review of Loki, the final review here for season 2. This is season 2, episode 6, the season 2 finale, Glorious Purpose. We're going to break down the episode, mostly give my general thoughts on this episode. Did I like the episode? Did I not like the episode? Overall, where does Loki stack up? I'm going to talk about all of that in this video. So I'm Max Edward. Welcome back to Max Talks Movies. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and every Monday I talk box office. So please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. I'll let you know some upcoming MCU videos at the end of this video. Also, please comment down below, where does Loki stack up for you in the MCU, both overall and in TV shows specifically? Was season 2 better than season 1? Would love to have your thoughts. What do they do with Kang moving forward? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please like the video, the thumbs up button. Also, that's how you support this channel. So as I said, this is a full spoiler review for Loki season 2, episode 6. So overall, as I said, if you're new to the channel, I just give my general thoughts now. You've a lot of other people who can break down the show for you with Easter eggs and things. I just want to give my review of the episode. I loved episode 6 of Loki. I thought it was a fantastic and probably the most satisfying season finale that we've gotten to any MCU TV show. We had so much intensity with Loki time slipping and the use of time travel in the show. Tom Hiddleston, this was his episode, and this was the best hour of acting that he has been as Loki since he's been cast as his character over 10 years ago. Everyone forgets Hiddleston has been this character at least on screen for now 12 years. And for 12 years, you can feel like you're kind of doing the same thing. But because obviously it helps that he's kind of a variant of not our version of Loki, but Hiddleston is phenomenal in this episode. He does this thing where Loki needs to learn all of this algorithm and all these science things. It took him centuries to learn what OB and Victor Timely know. I really love that, and the comedy of Loki now being the one who knows more, even than OB, which I found to be very funny. Obviously, it amounted to nothing. All of that centuries work of learning about the science learned nothing. So this one, Loki then goes back to season 1 in the fight with Sylvie and He Who Remains, and we get, for me, the best scene of the episode, which is Tom Hiddleston's Loki going off of Jonathan Majors' He Who Remains. There was so much here that I enjoyed. First of all, both performances were phenomenal. Now, while I enjoyed Victor Timely and Majors' performance as Timely, there's no doubt this is much better suited for him, as he is phenomenal as He Who Remains. I think even better than he was in that season 1 finale. The charisma, the menace. He Who Remains is making jokes, but he seems a lot more as a threat than he did in season 1. But after all of this scene, Loki knows exactly what he needs to do, which is take the timeline basically for himself. He needs to be the one. His sacrifice is to set his friends up for success, not to be with his friends, but to be the one overseeing the timeline. And that's what happens here in the end of this episode. Loki figured out that he needs to go back and use his magic, and he basically gets his throne, which all Lokis want, but his throne is sacrificing not being able to see his friends again, we think, with him overseeing the timeline. The timeline looks completely different. As I said, it looks like behind me, it looks like a tree kind of. And we see kind of the after effects of this. We see that Victor Timely never got the handbook handed to him as a kid. Renslayer, I think, is back where the ending of season 1 was. You have OB missed minutes now working with B-15, and then Mobius taking a break from the TVA to see what his life on the timeline is. And I think this series overall ended on a point where they could end the series here. Now, a lot of people are going to clamor for Loki season 3. The way the MCU is right now, I think they're going to really evaluate themselves at the end of this year. As I'm recording this yesterday, they announced a lot of projects have been pushed, including now there's only going to be one movie released next year. Which is the Deadpool movie. So it should be very interesting the next couple of months for the MCU. Obviously, the Marvels is hitting theaters today. You have Echo releasing all of its episodes on Hulu and Disney Plus in early January. So the MCU is still going to be busy here for the next month and a half, 2 months. But then it will take a pretty long break after the Echo series. It should be very interesting with Feige and the MCU moving forward. I think that this is the best series that the MCU has done. Now, just on season 1 of Loki, I did put WandaVision over Loki, but right now, combining both seasons 1 and 2, and even just season 2, I think season 2 of Loki was the best season of television that we've gotten from the MCU so far. For me, I know this is a hot take. Moon Knight is also up there for me as one of my favorite shows that Marvel has done so far. So for me, I think those are like the 3 top tier MCU shows for me. Then the rest are kind of either good or okay to bad. And for a rough year for me for MCU on TV, obviously with Secret Invasion just ending before the show, and Quantumania earlier in the year, I am very also interested in seeing what they do with Kang moving forward. They do reference at the end of the episode when, we're on Loki's timeline that they're looking for He Who Remains as variants, and they said they found the one adjacent to 616 and they handled that. It seemed to me like that was a reference to Ant-Man the Wasp, the events of Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, where, Kang, that version of Kang did die in that movie. So I think Kang is still out there. There's still a lot of Kang variants out there. The question for Marvel and Marvel Studios and the MCU story moving forward is, will it be Kang moving forward? I've heard reports that it will be Doom. This show does not write off Kang being the major villain for this show for the cinematic universe moving forward. The only thing I would say from a disappointing factor with Kang is that in all of our iterations of Kang so far, he has lost. He talked his way into success in the ending of season 1 of Loki, but he loses pretty easily in Quantumania, and he basically loses the timeline fairly easily here as well. So I'm very interested if Kang does continue, how they can make him more of a winner, I guess, moving forward. Obviously, Jonathan Majors, his whole career is in doubt, more or less to just Kang. You guys know my opinion on him. I'm a big fan of Jonathan Majors, but that has nothing to do with his personal life, and that needs to be fixed before they can move forward with whatever they do with the next 2 Avengers movies, which are currently supposed to hit theaters in 2026 and 27. So they do have time to put this together, but not as much as people think. So I'm very interested to see what they do with Kang moving forward. And now it seems like Loki could be one of the main factors for the MCU for years to come, as he is now the person running the timeline. That should be really interesting. So that's my thoughts. I love this show. It's my favorite season of television that the MCU has done. And also to let you guys know some of my thoughts moving forward for the channel today. Also, you get my non-spoiler review of the Marvels, the new MCU movie. I'll do my non-spoiler review of that today. And then on Monday, my spoiler review of the Marvels will be out, breaking down the whole movie, what it sets up for the MCU, the post-credit scenes. I'll do that on Monday. And because that is the last MCU movie of the year, in a bit next week, middle of the week next week, I will be doing my MCU movie ranking list. First time I've done that on the channel. And I was just waiting for the end of the year to happen so I get all the MCU movies. So I'm going to do that video at the middle of next week. Tomorrow on the channel, I get my Invincible review. And also to let you guys know, for programming wise, I did Invincible reviews on Saturday, because Saturdays, these first 2 episodes, because I have Loki on Fridays. So now moving back for the next 2 Fridays, I'll be doing my Invincible review. So stay tuned for those videos, and I'll see you guys.